So we saw that for an LTI system, the stability is decided based on the location of roots of the characteristic equation. Okay, so once we have the characteristic equation, we will find out the roots. Depending on the location of these roots, we can decide the stability. Okay, so whether they are in LHP, RHP or on the J omega axis. Okay, but as the complexity of these control system increases, the order of this characteristic equation will become higher. Okay, so for higher order characteristic equations, it will become difficult for us to solve for the roots of the characteristic equation. Okay, so in such a case, we will have to use some techniques, okay, so that we can find out the location of roots without having to know the roots. Okay, so without solving the characteristic equation, we can find out the location of roots using these techniques. Okay, so one is the Routh-Hurwitz criterion. Okay, and next we have root locus. Okay, and we also have, using some frequency domain methods, you can find out the stability of a system. Okay, so this is the Nyquist criterion. Okay, so in this chapter we will be discussing about the Routh-Hurwitz criteria. Okay, and these two we will be studying in separate chapters. In order to understand the RH criteria, we will take an example. Okay, we will take a simple example of a characteristic equation. Okay, so this is, let us say, the given characteristic equation of a system. Okay, so now the first step of RH criteria is to verify whether all the coefficients of the characteristic equation, they have the same sign. Okay, so all coefficients should have same sign. Okay, this is one condition, and the second condition is that no coefficient should be equal to 0. Okay, so in this characteristic equation, what are all the coefficients? S bar 4 coefficient is 2, S bar 3 coefficient is 1, S square coefficient is 3, S coefficient is 5, and S to the power 0 coefficient is 10. Okay, so you can see that all the coefficients are positive, so all the coefficients should have the same sign. Okay, so whether they are positive or they can be negative also, but they should be of the same sign. Okay, and no coefficient should be 0. So you can see that none of the coefficients are 0. Okay, in contrast, if you take an example, let us say S cube plus S square plus 5 is equal to 0. Okay, so you can see that there is no term for S to the power 1. So the coefficient of S to the power 1 is 0. So the second condition is not satisfied. Okay, so when either of one of these two conditions or both of the conditions, if they are not satisfied, then the system becomes unstable. Okay, if it is satisfied, okay, then we go to step 2. Okay, so in case of this equation, since one of the coefficient is 0, this automatically becomes an unstable system. Okay, so for our example, we have all the coefficients to be of the same sign and none of the coefficient is 0. So we will proceed with the second step. Here we have to construct the Routh table, or you can say Routh array. So this we will construct here. Okay, so for Routh array, you will write down all the S bar 4, S cube, S square, S to the power 1 and S to the power 0, all the powers of S in a one column. Okay, so this is one column. and the remaining elements you have to fill. This is the Routh table. Okay, so how do we fill the table? So the first row, you will start with the coefficient of s to the power 4, okay, that is 2, okay, and you will take the alternate coefficients, that is coefficient of s square and coefficient of s to the power 0, okay. So you have 2, 3 and 10 here, okay. And the second row, you will start with the coefficient of s cube, which is 1 in this case, okay, and then you will take the alternate coefficients, that is here the coefficient of s to the power 1, okay. That's all the coefficients are completed, right? So here you have 1 and here you have 5, okay. So like this we have filled the first two rows. Here you can simply take 0, okay, because there is no other coefficient left. So the first two rows, they are pretty straightforward. We will next see how to fill the third row, okay. So for this row, the first element will be 1 into 3 minus 2 into 5 divided by this number, okay. So 1 into 3 minus 2 into 5 divided by 1, okay. And next here you will have 1 into 10 minus 2 into 0 divided by the same 1, okay. So 1 into 10 minus 2 into 0 divided by 1, okay. So this you will get minus 7, and this you will get 10, okay. Once you get the third row, then you will repeat the same procedure for the fourth row, okay. So minus 7 into 5 minus 1 into 10 divided by minus 7, okay. So this you will get 45 by 7, okay. So in the third column we can put 0. Now minus 7 into 0 minus 1 into 0 divided by minus 7, you will simply get 0, okay. And finally you have in this row 45 by 7 into 10 minus 7 into 0 divided by 45 by 7, okay. So this you will get as 10. The rest of the elements you simply fill with 0, okay. So we will not be needing them. So this is how we complete the Routh table, okay. So once the Routh array or the Routh table is constructed, then we are concerned with this first column, okay. We are concerned only with the first column, okay. So if there are no sign changes among each of the elements, okay, then the system is stable, okay. And if there is any sign change, then the system is unstable, okay. And we can also get the number of roots that are lying on the RHP by means of the number of sign changes, okay. So this gives the number of roots on the right half of the S plane, that is the RHP. In our example, we have a sign change from 1 to minus 7. 1 is positive and minus 7 is negative, okay. So here you have one sign change, and again from minus 7 to 45 by 7 also we have a sign change from negative to positive, okay. So in this example we have two sign changes of the first column of the Routh array. We are concerned only with the first column, okay. Since there are two sign changes, it means that the system is unstable and the number of roots that are lying on the RHP is equal to 2. So this is how you do the Routh-Hurwitz criteria, okay. So this is a straightforward case, okay, but you will also have some special cases, okay. So in these special cases, the element will become 0. The element in the first column of the Routh array may become 0, okay. So this is a special case which we will consider in the next lecture.